This conference will now be recorded.
In last class, we have seen about here the customer exits, how to work with our customer exits. Customer exits we have seen, and how to work with that, and how to find out your customer exit. The best way to find out any customer exit is via debugging. Via debugging. In the debugging, what we need to do, we need to just say breakpoint. So under the menu bar breakpoints. Next, you have to click on breakpoint at, and then we have to click on breakpoint at statement, breakpoint at statement. So now, and then you need to provide your call customer. So this is the one which you have to provide in case of your for finding out your call customer. So once you have find out your call customer function, you just need to create your project under the CMOD transaction code, and then we need to implement the Z include. We need to implement the Z include. So this is what we will be doing in case of your customer exits. Now, so as I told you, we can create only one implementation. So that means for only one time we can able to implement this include. We can only create one implementation for one customer exit, for one customer exit. So you can't able to do it. So in case if you want to do multiple, we need to do, we need to manipulate the code so that it will work for all the scenarios. So manipulate the code, it will work for all the scenarios, like with the help of if conditions and case conditions and everything, you have to implement that. So this is what your customer exists. Now, the next topic we are going to see is the BAdIs, which are nothing but the business add-ons, which are nothing but your business add-ons. So the business add-ons, what are these? So these are also these are also another way to implement, to add the custom functionality to the standard business scenarios. So these are also another way to add the to add the to add the custom logic to the standard business transaction codes. So these BAdIs will also be useful. So the same way the customer exists is also the same, the user exists is also the same, the BAdIs are also the same. So now, but BAdIs uses the interface technology. So as you already know about this. So BAdI uses over concepts. In the over concepts, BAdI will use a concept called as your interface, which I just mentioned you. Interface, you already know about this. So now each BAdI will have its own interface, and we need to implement this interface. We need to implement this BAdI. By creating a class, by creating a class in that class we need to call this interface. So this is what we will be doing in case of your business add-ons or your BAdIs. So simple. So to find to see So in BAdI, we do have two steps. In BAdI, we do have two steps. One is the BAdI definition, and the second one is the BAdI implementation. So here the BAdI definition, we can see what is the interface and its methods and its parameters. So if it is going to suffice your requirement, or if it is going to meet your requirement, we will be implementing that method. We will do your implementation. So where can we see this? To view this BAdI definition, we have a transaction code called as SE18. Whereas to implement the BAdI, we have a transaction code called as SE19. SE19 is a transaction code for seeing of your BAdI, and SE18 is for to view the definition of the BAdI, and SE19 is for to implement the BAdI. In BAdIs, we do have four types of BAdIs. In BAdIs, we do have four types of four types. One is the single implemented BAdI, and next one is multiple implemented BAdI, and the third one is filter dependent BAdI, and the fourth one is kernel BAdI, and the fifth one is sorry, these are five within SAP BAdI. Within SAP BAdI. So these are the five different things that are available in case of your BAdIs. So what is the single implemented BAdI? So for this type of BAdI, we can create only one single implementation. We can create only one single implementation. We can't able to create multiple. Remember that. So this is called as a single implementation. These are similar to so as for the naming standards I'm telling, these are similar to your customer exits only. But the customer exits uses a Z include, but here this will uses a class based approach. Okay, so these are similar to but only we can create one single implementation. We can't able to create. If you want to do multiple things on this, you have to manipulate your code. How we are going to do in your customer exit, you also need to manipulate your code. Whereas the multiple implementation BAdIs, for this we can create n number of implementations. So I am going to use this BAdI. So in the BAdI, it is a multi-implemented BAdI. Ravi is using that BAdI. I can create R1 implementation. Himanshu is using it. He can create H1 implementation. Hari is using. He can create H2 implementation. Like that. How many implementations you want, you can go ahead and create those many number of things. No issues at all. But now a interview question. So I have used a multi-implemented BAdI. This is most important interview question. Multi-implemented BAdI, and in that we do have, let's say, we do have five implementations, and I want the fifth implementation to be called first. Can it is can we make this possible? Can we make this possible? The answer to that is no. We can't able to provide the sequence of implementations. Remember that, guys. So SAP will implement everything in the same order. So whatever the order it has in that state, it will go ahead and implement. We can't able to control the implement. We can't able to control this has to first trigger or this has to first trigger. We can't able to do that, and we can't even able to control only this implementation has to trigger. The rest remaining implementation should not trigger like that. Also, we can't able to control. So this is one of the most important interview question, guys. If you tell that I have worked on your BAdI, the first and the foremost question you will be getting is this one only. The first and the foremost question you will be getting is this one only. So this is all about your multiple implemented BAdI, filter dependent BAdI. So in this, we will be having the filters. In this, we will be having the filters, the filters, the filters, and if those filters has been met, if those filters are met, then we it will provide the implementation. So we will be having a filter criteria. I would say we will be having a filter criteria. If the filter criteria meets, then only this implementation will be triggered, or else it won't implement, it won't trigger this your implementation. So this is called as your filter dependent BAdI. The kernel BAdI is also called as your migrated BAdI or new BAdI. Migrated BAdI, or I can say this as your new BAdI or new BAdI. BAdI. So the classic, so in SAP also we do have two different types of BAdIs. One is the classical BAdIs. I would say this. In SAP, we do have two types of BAdIs. So what are those? One is the classical BAdI, and the one is migrated BAdI, which we will also call it as the enhancement spot. So they have named this as your enhancement spot. So migrated BAdI, or you can call this as your enhancement spot. Okay. So classical BAdIs are called as your old BAdIs, old BAdIs, and whereas the migrated BAdIs are called as your new BAdIs. So few of the classical BAdIs, they have been migrated into new BAdIs. So if you see that if there is any classical BAdI, let's say I have a classical BAdI C1 and it has been migrated, we have a migrated BAdI as M1. For let's say we have a migrated BAdI as M1. So in that case, we need to implement the M1 BAdI. Implement the M1 BAdI, not the C1. Remember that. We always need to implement the M1 BAdI, not the C1. Okay. So this is what you have to remember. But anyways, SAP will only tell you. 1 second, guys. So SAP will only show you that we will have your migrated BAdI, and you have to open that your migrated BAdI. So kernel BAdIs or the new BAdIs or migrated BAdIs. Now within SAP BAdI, so this BAdI, we can't able to implement. We can't able to implement in real time. We can't. So this can only be implemented by SAP itself. Implemented by SAP. If you see that a BAdI within SAP, so you can't able to do that one. So let me go ahead and show you how can you find out your BAdIs. So the BAdIs can be found out in three different ways. The BAdIs can be find out in three different ways. Three different ways. What are those? One way is using a class called as CL underscore exit handler. This is one way. And the second way is using your SE84 T code. And the third way is using your debugging. Debugging. So either you can choose this one or you can choose this one. Don't choose your SE84. Don't choose your SE84. Either you can go ahead and choose the first one or your second one. So now let me show you that one. So I'm just going to log on to my SAP system. Logging on to my SAP system. Now what I will do, I'll go to SE24, and we need to put CL underscore exit handler. Exit handler. Click on display. In this, we need to go to a method called as your get instance. We need to go to a method called as get instance. Now, when I double click on this, here you just put a breakpoint. So once you keep a breakpoint over here, so every time you execute this, so once you keep a breakpoint and run the transaction code. So once you keep the breakpoint in the method get instance, once we keep the breakpoint at the method get instance, run the T code for which we need to find the BAdIs. Okay, BAdIs. So run the T code. So run this T code to find out your BAdIs by populating the data. So once you are doing it until save, how many BAdIs? So until we click on the save button or until the record gets created, we need to note all the BAdIs. We need to note all the BAdIs. And we need to open each and every BAdI, each and every BAdI, and we need to see which one is the right BAdI, and then implement that BAdI. So this is what we will be doing it, and write the custom business logic. Write the custom business logic. Write the custom business logic. So this is what we will be doing it in case of your CL exit handler. Now I have kept this. So let me go ahead and create the vendor. So /o xk01 for vendor creation. So see here, by default, when you click on this transaction code itself, it will open your debugger by default. So exit name, double click on this one. So this is your one BAdI. So this is your one BAdI. So now you need to see notepad, open your notepad, and then just simply copy this one and paste it in your notepad. Copy this one and paste it in your notepad. The next one, just click on F8. So vendor address screen change. So this is one more BAdI. So I'm just going to provide that one. And next, click on F8. So BAdI layer, you can just avoid this BAdI layer if you're seeing it. That's fine. So address subscreen. So in your address subscreen, if you want to do anything, you can use that one. So you got your details. Now, company code, I'm just going to create for my 1000. Okay, I'll just go ahead and create this 0001, and then account group, I'll just go ahead and select as vendors, and I'll just click on enter. So here you need to provide your number. So this is what I'm going to create this. Okay, in between A to Z. Okay, so this is what. Now I'm just going to create my vendor company, and then I'll be saying trainings and SRT I'm just going to provide, and the address, the city, Hyderabad, and I'm just going to provide India, and then I'll just provide the region. So now I'll scroll down to Telangana. So this is what. Now any other things you want, you just go ahead and provide that one and just click on the save button. Again, the debugging has been started. You can able to see your address check. So this is one more BAdI. So just paste this. Now F8. So address check only, the same BAdI. So address tax registration code check. Address tax registration code check. This is one more BAdI, and just copy this. Now there is one more thing we need to provide, reconciliation account. I'm just going to provide my reconciliation account. These are all the function related stuff. You don't need to worry about this. Cash management, domestic payments, and I'll just click on my save. So order currency, I need to provide INR, and I'll just click on save. PIN code is mandatory for an Indian customer. They have written some logic. They have already written some BAdIs. That's fine. So vendor add data. So this is one more thing. Vendor add data. So I guess we already written this. The same BAdIs can also be trigger, guys, for more time. You don't need to worry about this. Vendor add screen change. This is also triggered. And then BAdI layer, and then address of screen. So the vendor. So here the vendor has not been created. We just selected it as no. We just selected it as no. So let me go ahead and create one more time. Sorry for that. So I'll take this as company, and the name is our trainings, and then SRT, and then yeah, and then region as Telangana, and then postal code as this one, and then city. So I'll just provide this as like 72, and the same way I'll just also provide this one over here. I'll just click on enter. So it will go to your next screen, address check. So this, I guess we have already taken it up. Now F8, specify the PO box. Okay, so address check. This is fine. Next F8, add tax registration we have taken. So I need to just provide the address control. So I just want to find out all the BAdIs. So that's the reason I'm just going to provide this one. Reconciliation, this one, this one, payment terms, this one, dunning procedure. I just need to maintain this one. Order current. Okay, now I'm just going to click on my bill authorization group. is this authorization group? Where is this authorization group? Where is this? Here, authorization. Not here. Do you see that, guys, anywhere? Okay, some issue is happening, guys. Okay, I'll show you in different way also for finding out this. So this is one way. So this is one way we are getting some issues. So let me check this over here, or else let me find out here. System జీవితంలో work అవ్వదు. So what I will do, so I'll go ahead and show you in the second procedure, guys. So the first procedure, it's something it's happening. So somewhere it's not working. Or now we'll go ahead and see the second procedure. So using your SE84. So for that, get me the program, get me the package. So you go ahead and select the package. See, every time, so when you are using this CL underscore exit handler, one defect is, so when you are using this, so you have to remove your debugger once you have successfully find out your enhancements or baddies. Once you are successfully finding out your baddies, you just need to remove those ones. You just need to remove those one. That's one more thing you have to remember that, or else for every time it will go ahead and select that one. So now this is my package. Copy this package, and now let me go to SE84 transaction code. So here you need to select enhancement. You need to select baddies. Click on your definitions. So now whether you want kernel based baddies or classical baddies. So I told you two types of baddies you have. So ABAP classical baddies are migrated, which are nothing but your kernel based. So here you just need to provide your package name. You just need to provide your package name. So once you have provided your package name, just click on your execute. You can able to see here the data, whatever the things. So these are your classical baddies, and these are your migrated baddies. These are your migrated baddies. All these are your migrated baddies. So additional vendor add data. So for this, we have a enhancement spot. You just need to provide your enhancement spot. So this is how you need to open your baddies. This is how you need to open. Now, once you open this baddie, here you can see the visibility or the usability, whether it's a multiple use, can be implemented in SAP internally, limited filter baddie or AMDP baddie. This is one of the latest one, which we will be using in S4. So, but I'm not going to cover this one as part of our discourse. So if anyone is not selected, nothing is selected, then we will be calling it as a single implemented baddie. If it has been selected, can be only implemented by SAP, we can't able to do your implementations. Limited filter baddie, we will be having your filters, and multiple use, you can create multiple. Now double click on this interface, and you can see check all data. So now if I go to this, or else let me go back and see what are the implementations that has been created. To see that, so expand this one and double click on your implementations. So there will be an implementation. See here how many implementations they have been created. All these are the implementations that has been created. So starting with the Z, all these are the implementations that has been created. See, auto populate region. So they are doing some auto populate. One implementation. Double click on this one, and you need to find out which method they have been implemented and implementing class. So this is the one. So auto populated. So now you have to see, you just open your method where they have written the logic, the auto population. Somewhere they might be returning this. See, here for India, this is one. region cannot be empty. This is one thing they have done it. So let me go ahead and show you for your material master in that case. So I have seen so many things over here. So SE93 mm01, I'll just click on display. So this is my package. So now I'll go to SE84 slash N SE84, and now I'll just open your enhancement, BAdIs, definition, and I'll just provide the package as MG and then click on execute. So this is the one, BAdI material F4. So enhancement for input F4 helper. There is one enhancement, and BAdI MMSP stock and BAdI material read. So now BAdI material read. So now this is single implemented BAdI. Nothing has been selected. If I go here to this one, so lock batch master. So see here, for when you are running your MM01, you got only 3 BAdIs. So, but let me go ahead and create a material in SAP, and I'll show you how many BAdIs it will get trigger. So for that, what is the other option? We will be doing again your get instance. So come back here and just click on your get instance and put a breakpoint over here, and then go to /n mm01 /n mm01. I'm just going to create a material. So now you got your BAdI, exit, BAdI screen logic right. So copy this one. So I hope at least the material will be gets created for you guys. Control V. Now F8. So retail system identification, whether you want to use a retail system. So retail system identification, and next BAdI MANT1. So this is used for your conversion exit. Basically this we will never use this one in your real time. Now this is the one. So now I'm going to create a material type of retail, and then I'm going to create a material type of coupons. Okay. So this is one more thing that has been written. With material type, material number only contains numbers. Numbers अगर राशन देना. Aerospace, cement, beverages.
I think it must be alphanumeric, Ravi.
Let me check that one also. Yeah, you're right. So BAdI material OD, this is one more BAdI. So now click on F8. So you just need to select the views and click on continue. Again, your BAdI will be triggered. So we have already taken your BAdI underscore material underscore OD. We have just taken that, and that's the same one. So BAdI material reference. See how many BAdIs we have find out with the help of your package, and how many BAdIs we are finding out right now. ECM exit, that you can just exclude it. BAdI layer also we can just exclude it that. Now here you got the details. Now I'm just saying this as test, base unit of measure as each, and the material group, let me say this one as this one. So now this is GTIN variant if you have GTIN. So this is one more thing, and then I'll just click on execute. So now save. So BAdI material reference is this one. So one more BAdI. We got it. and then I'll just click on my save. So BAdI material check. So this is another one more BAdI material check, and then just click on your F8. Program terminated. It's the same issue somewhere it's happened. Change statement. Okay, that's fine. Let me first of all create a material, whether it's a material is working or not. You can just know this. See, while I'm removing for the debugging also, it is asking for your this one. Oh, no, somewhere they have checked, they have changed this interface. Someone has changed this interface while doing a check. They have changed this interface. What happened to this slash SE24? Activate on the so check data. So this is the one I want to use this guys right now also. I want to use this one for checking of my data. So change Mara mine. So if you want to do a changes and change this one, check data retail, additional data retail system. If you want to check all these things, you can just do this. But there is some issue while doing that one, and our system is also not working. Our system is not working. I know our system will not work at any given point of time. So that's the reason I was trying with another system that is also creating an issue. That's fine. But anyways, let me implement this BAdI. So we can't able to test this. Let me go ahead and implement the BAdI. So how can you implement this? So copy this BAdI and open that in /n SE18. SE18, just provide it over here and click on display. So if it is not an enhancement spot, then it is a classical BAdI. Remember that. If it is not an enhancement spot, then it is a classical BAdI. Now see here, and this can be multiple use. This can be at multiple uses. Now, so in order to find out what are the implementation, whether the implementations has been created or not, click on you click on go to implementation. Sorry, click on implementations and click on your ORU. So here we have a material. So we have two implementations that has been created. So I'll just select these two implementations. I'll just delete these two implementations. So I'm just going to delete it, those two implementations. Now I'll just go to implement and overview. So I'll also remove this implementation too, guys. Okay. So the implementations has been removed. Now what I will do, I'll just go ahead and create MM01, whether my MM01 is working or wrong. I'll just check that one because I removed my implementations. Save it. Now it's got saved. See here, it got saved. So because of that implementation, some wrong thing has been done in that implementation. I just removed that implementations. Now my requirement is, and what is my requirement? My requirement is when I'm creating the material, so now if what I need to provide for the material type, so let me go to my material type. I'll be just selecting the, where is this header, where is this additional data, not here. Where is my header? Okay, here, sorry, my bad. See, my material type, let's say my material type is, my industry sector is P and my material type is ZD. So which is nothing but pharmaceuticals and finished products. For sure, we need to provide your old material number. We need to provide your old material number. This is my requirement. So let's see what is my requirement. My requirement is if the material type, or sorry, industry sector is B and the material type is equal to, what is my material type? ZMDG. ZMDG. Then if the old material number is not provided, if the old material number is not provided, then we need to throw an error. Throw an error. So this is what my requirement is. This is what my requirement is. Okay, throw an error. Now, let me go ahead and show you that one too. How can we do that one? So now we have find out your BAdI. What is a BAdI? So this is what your BAdI is. So BAdI material, this is BAdI material check. So this is your BAdI. If I go to my interface, here you will be having your check data. So under this check data, you have your parameters, the importing, whether you got your data or not, you can able to check that one. Okay, so now with the help of this, you can able to do your code. So how can you implement? So to implement this, you can do your implementations directly, and you can just click on create your implementation from here onwards, or you can go to SE19, and here you can create your implementation. So as this is your classical BAdI, so just provide your classical BAdI and click on your implementation. If you want to change any existing implementations, you can just click on existing, or if you want to create any new implementation, you can do that one too. Now I'll just click on create implementation. It will ask you for your implementation name. So we will be starting with ZE, where E stands for your enhancement, and then followed by your whatever the thing. So I'll just provide this, or else some people will say ZIMP also, Z implementation, ZIMP, BAdI material check. I'm just going to provide the same thing, BAdI MAT_check, BAdI material check. I'll just click on continue. Now here you just need to provide your short text. What is your short text? So check material. Check material. I'll just go to my interface. See here, automatically a class will be gets created. So you just need to double click on this class. Click on yes. So I'm just going to save that in my local object as of now. So now the interface, this is my interface, and this methods has been already populated. So if you go to your interface, this is what your interface is. If you go to your interface, now click on your methods. So you have to go ahead and implement your method get check data. So now here what I will do, I just provide the required details. Now what is my details? If W Mara hyphen industry sector MBRSH is equal to P and W Mara hyphen MTART is equal to, what is my thing, Z ZMDG ZMDG, and W Mara hyphen BSIMT, which is nothing but your old material number, is initial. So then we need to go ahead and say then we need to go ahead and say sometimes SAP will provide you the placeholder for populating the messages also. Sometimes here they will be providing you the placeholder for populating your messages. So that's why I have checked that one too. Here we don't have anything. So now I'm going to say message kindly provide the the old material number, old material number, and you have to use your message classes, guys. So type E. So that's it. Now I'll go ahead and activate this one. I'll be just activating my class. I'll just go ahead and activate the methods also. So these are not implemented, but I'm just activating this. So you have to activate. Okay. Mara, what is my old material number? Control F. BIS, sorry, BIS empty, not BSI. BIS empty. Now do your pretty printer. Let's get activate the code. I'm just activating my class, and you also need to activate all your methods. So these methods I have not yet created. So go back and define your methods. You don't need to write any logic, just execute that methods. So all the methods of a class must be implemented, you know that. So if not, it will not go ahead and activate. So I'm just going to create all those things, saving, activate, save, go back. And now it's time for me to activate. So I'm just activating my methods. My methods has been activated. Now go back and activate your implementation too. Now once you have activated, then only you can able to use that one. So now if I go here to my BAdI definition, where is my BAdI definition? If I click on or you can able to see here your implementation, what has been created. What has been created. Now from here also you can create this by just clicking on your create. You can just create that one also. There are different ways for creating of your implementation. Now as we have created, let me test this one. So slash n mm01. So pharmaceuticals finished product. Now I'm just creating my basic data one. I'm not going to provide this anything. You will be getting an error. So when I click on save, it will throw you an error. See here, kindly provide your old material number. Until and unless it won't save this one. Until and unless it won't save this one. So now you just need to go back. No, you just need to again create your material by just providing this one. So now when I provided this one, and just click on save, now it will save your material as my condition has been satisfied. So this is all about your BAdI, single implemented BAdI and multiple implemented BAdI. Now using your debugging also, you can able to do that one. Now when I'm going and creating a material, so I'll just provide all the details. So let's close the unwanted sessions. Now material group, and then here I'm just going to click on your /h ABAP debugger and click on your save. So under this breakpoint at and breakpoint at statement. So here you will just provide your get BAdI, get underscore BAdI, and then you also need to provide the CL exit handler. Whatever you have seen the method CL underscore exit underscore handler, that you have to provide that one. So now I'll just click on continue. I'm just going to provide this one. Get BAdI is not this. Now if I say execute this one, see here BAdI. So here get BAdI and it will show you your call BAdI. So now when you click on this, you can able to see here your BAdI material OD. So this is one place. This is one BAdI. So like this, you can able to provide your BAdI. Whatever the BAdIs you have, you can also get that with the help of this one also with the help of your get BAdI and call BAdI. Call BAdI and get BAdI with the help of this one also you can able to get that one too. You can able to get that one also. So by this also you can do it. Either you can use your CL underscore exit underscore handler, or you can go ahead and use this one. So this is all about your BAdIs. So I'm just going to remove this one, breakpoints. So now delete this. Now I'll just click on execute. Okay, so this is how you can able to find out your BAdIs. So you need to see the parameters which it is going to be used, and if the parameters are working for your requirement, then you will go ahead and implement that BAdI. And in tomorrow's class we are going to see about your the kernel BAdIs or with filters. With filters, the kernel BAdIs with filters, we will be seeing this one in tomorrow's class. And then enhancements. So in this we will be having implicit enhancement as well as your explicit enhancement. So these are the three things we need to cover, and then FBTA. So tomorrow I'm going to cover these four things. Once we are done with this, we will be completing our enhancements, and we will be shifting to our interfaces as well as your conversions, and then we will be shifting to your CDS views. So the last and the final concept, OData services and CDS views. By that we will be completing your course. So that's it. So that's the end of today's session. Before I signing off for today's session, any other questions? Okay, I'll be considering it as no questions, and we'll meet you tomorrow at the same time, and we'll continue with our session. Thank you all.